And welcome back to Spoiler Kings. All right, man. You've been waiting for this. Werewolf by Night. I'm going to let you have the floor because I want you. You called it. You said this is going to be excellent. This is going to be a great show, and you're right. So I'm just going to give it to you.
Dude, Man-Thing exists in the MCU now.
And they did
freaking
such a
Man
good job
Thing
with it. This is the
He
first time
exists in the MCU now.
they did with no special effects. They used real stuff. It just looked good.
Yeah. I can't believe the MCU is at such a point where they're really they finally entered the supernatural side of their universe officially. And Werewolf by Night is such an obscure character. Like, you think Marvel, you think Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, even Guardians of the Galaxy are a huge thing now. Black Panther.
Well, that was pretty obscure too. Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty obscure too.
Yeah. You don't think? Well, yeah. Thanks to the MCU, and they're like a huge thing now. Everyone knows Rocket and Groot and Star-Lord and all these characters. But you don't. How many people do you hear talking about Werewolf by Night? Even if you go in a comic shop.
One, his name is Brandon.
Yeah, yours truly. No, but this was great, and I love that they went the route of making it like a 50+ minute Halloween special. The throwback vibe was excellent, making it black and white and like intentionally kind of cheesy. It kind of had like a throwback to the Universal Monsters movie.
Exactly.
That was a great creative choice. Plot was very simplistic and to the point. Had some great acting. Gael Garcia Bernal, Laura Donnelly. Basically they were the stars. They were the ones carrying the whole thing. I really, really liked it. Love the practical effects, even on the werewolf and the title character, the werewolf. I was wondering what the werewolf was going to look like.
And I wasn't disappointed.
No,
I was not disappointed.
I was very happy with the way he looked.
I felt like I was watching an episode of Alfred Hitchcock.
Definitely.
That was the feeling. I love that feeling. I mean, to be able to nail that was so great, especially for our introduction into the horror side of Marvel.
Yeah, and that even though it was set within the bounds of the MCU, it felt almost kind of standalone and kind of on very very different and set apart from what we previously seen with the whole black and white vibe.
Yeah,
that was a great idea.
Yeah, I think that was a really good job that they did that. Does that make you worry about the horror side of this whole MCU? Because they're going to do a lot of them. They're going to do a lot of things. I worry about the whole Blade thing because we know it's all type of thing, what problems they're having with that. But this horror MCU could be great. So
it really could.
I mean, I'm hoping.
It makes me curious as to where they're going to go next. It'd be great to have Ghost Rider set in there. Kind of go kind of darker and creepy with that. There's a lot of potential for that.
Ghost Rider definitely has to be in it.
Yeah, we gotta get him. You could do more with Man-Thing. You really could.
I think that's why they introduced him. So that makes sense too.
Yeah, I'm hoping this isn't the last we've seen of Jack Russell, Werewolf by Night, and I'm pretty sure it won't be.
Well, he's immortal, so yeah, I think he'd be all right.
Yeah. So it was really cool, and it was a great introductory to Marvel's supernatural elements. We're very much at a point in the universe where pretty much anything goes and anything can happen. So when I heard that they were kind of delving into the supernatural, when they announced this, like I think it was maybe around this time last year that they were going to do a Halloween special, and it was rumored that it was going to be Werewolf by Night. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's going to be here in time for Halloween too. That's brilliant.
So give me some things that you liked about this specific show. Well,
I already mentioned the black and white vibe. I mentioned the plot. I mentioned how to the point it was. The whole kind of atmosphere, the set design. I like that it took place just in one sustained kind of closed off area.
Yep.
You know, that was like the Bloodstone estate, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked that. You know, it didn't really have any excess. By that I mean it felt very trim. You know, the pacing was good. It held my interest. It didn't really feel like there was any excess. There wasn't really anything, you know, that
I mean, the bad people,
was like filler or
the
anything
villains
like that.
were the villains. You knew who you didn't like. You knew who you did like. It was very obvious. It wasn't any extra things you had to do.
Exactly. It just hit the ground running, and I really appreciated that.
I love the relationship that Man Thing had with our
Jack.
with
Yeah,
Jack.
with
Yeah. I love
yeah, that was great. And I like that they called him by his real name, Ted.
That was like Ted. Just call him Ted.
Mhm.
Just so cool.
Because if I remember correctly, I didn't read too much. I was never a Man Thing reader, but if I do remember correctly, Ted was his real name in the comics. If I remember correctly,
I
or
think
at least it was his first name.
See, I love the old school horror vibes. Just, I agree.
Yeah, it was perfect. Like, the fact that they did that way, it makes me feel like there wouldn't be any other good way to have done this, to have introduced him like that. That was perfect.
Here's my question. So we know we get in Blade. Do you do a MCU show with Dracula, very similar to this?
I'd love it if they did.
You know, and because Dracula is going to be in Blade a lot too. So having that and kind of introducing him in this way, wouldn't that be kind of cool?
I think that would be a great idea. I'd love it if they did that.
Are there any things about this show that you didn't like?
The kind of some of the side characters, like the villains, they did kind of suffer to an extent from Marvel villain syndrome, in the sense that they didn't really do a whole lot. They didn't really bring a whole lot to the table, and they were kind of unceremoniously done away with. So it did kind of suffer from Marvel villain syndrome. They've always had kind of that on and off problem.
Said the stepmom was a B word. she was
I hated her.
Terrible. Oh my god.
I hated her so much. She'd probably be another thing that I didn't like, but that was kind of what they were going for. Let's face it.
Like what they want, and you're like, yeah, good job of me not liking her. And then she even went. What's her name? What's her name? Elsa? Is that what her name is? Elsa. Went to Elsa and it was like, yeah, why'd you come back? Because it's my house.
Because it's my house. Come on.
This is my estate. Oh, you left your dad because he was a terrible person. I even like what they did with they had technology, that once he was on the monster, stayed on the monster, did all these things that made him angry but a little weaker. That's cool to have that extra technology in an old school field movie.
Exactly.
It's really awesome. It was a great concept,
I really liked that. What else? Was there anything else that I didn't like about it?
I was upset that it was over so fast. It's like, damn it, I want more.
Yeah, I kind of wanted more. I would have taken like 3 episodes. I would have wanted to see more of Werewolf by Night out there. Like what happens next?
Yeah. Who is this guy? Who is it? Who is he? What happens when he's just his not normal, awesome self? If Jack is just, a guy, in terms of a werewolf, every once in a while, once a month, basically.
Yeah. So it would have been cool to see more of Jack, just kind of as a character and just kind of learn more about it.
I even like that would have been. That Marvel said is a special presentation. So it leaves me feeling like there's going to be more special presentations.
I hope so. Well, we got the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special coming in a couple months,
Uh,
which
which
has
I
the
can't wait
potential.
for too.
Yeah, has the potential to be really fun too.
I want you to
But yeah,
guess. I want you to guess on where Werewolf by Night lands on the tomato meter. Just give me a guess, percentage wise.
91, 92.
Very close. Yeah, 92. So tomato
Mm-hmm.
meter is a 92. Where would the audience score it?
88,
93.
93.
Yes.
That's great.
Everyone is loving this show. IGN has us a
That's
9 out of 10. I
Mhm.
mean, this is just IMDb is not that great, but 96% of the people really like this show, which is
That's
great
great.
for a genre like this that we want to see
Mhm.
more of. People really enjoying the show. It's exactly
Yeah,
what we need.
exactly. I mean, it was a great debut for Marvel's Supernatural. So
It's crazy that you can have a drama, it's a television show, it's
mhm.
action, it's superhero, along with horror.
Mhm.
It's awesome. I love that we had all that in one show. We got
Mhm.
Andy. Some people are saying that the bloodstone is chaos magic. I lost Scarlet Witch because it's red. Think about that.
Hmm. Didn't think about what the bloodstone could be.
I mean,
Could
that's
be.
interesting though. That makes a lot of sense. I like that, Andy. I like that thought. Because as we know, Marvel is 3 steps ahead of us, and they're thinking about things and how it's going to all weave in between everything else. But chaos magic kind of makes sense.
Didn't even think about that.
I love it.
Mhm.
Um, anything that you think we could do more with? Like, is there another connection? Is there another show that they can do out of this besides what we said? Maybe something with Dracula. But what is it? Anything else that you can do that'll feel like they did, like another episode of Twilight Zone? 'Cause that's what it really felt like. It felt like either Alfred Hitchcock episode or a Twilight Zone episode or something like that. That's the feel. So is it something else that they can do on this side of the universe, on the Marvel universe?
That's a good question. I feel like they could, and I feel like he might show up amidst other characters that are already established. Like, we could see him in Moon Knight
Yeah, I was gonna say Moon Knight.
if
Uh,
they do another season. You know,
he could be with Ghost Rider and Doctor
he could
Strange.
be with Ghost Rider. I wouldn't be opposed to him showing up in Blade, even though I kind of hope they just kind of keep that kind of centered on vampires for now,
Well,
at
since
least for the first movie.
this is getting such a big thing, everyone's loving this. What about trying to save Morbius? Let Sony just like ask for help and save Morbius with this.
I'd be good with it. I'd be good with it.
Here you go,
And
Andy.
then just like Andy just said,
Midnight
Marvel's
Sun.
Midnight Suns.
Yep.
That's it could all culminate in Midnight Suns. They're basically the Dark Avenger, like they're basically like the Supernatural Avengers. I'd be all for that.
I think this is going to be a great thing. This is we have an opportunity to do a monster mash and have all these great monsters
Mm-hmm.
in the MCU. I think this
Mm-hmm.
is what we need, and I'm hoping that they don't mess it up. I'm hoping that Blade is going to be good, and I hope they keep it going. This
Me too.
goodwill, this goodwill that we got for Marvel for this new genre, I hope it keeps going.
Me too. Me too. Because there's a lot of longevity and a lot of stuff that they could do with that specific corner of this universe. And like I said, man, I would love nothing more than to have Ghost Rider finally done right.
Ugh.
I think the closest
Not
they
just
came,
done, but done right. Yes.
yeah, I think the closest they came, Robbie Reyes on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was pretty solid. I'm going to give him that. the episodes he was on.
Well, overall, I'm happy with this whole thing. I'm happy that we have a good foundation for this moral horror, supernatural type of genre area, and I'm thankful they did it right. I'm thankful it kind of felt good to do.
Definitely.
But I want to know what you guys think out there.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Exactly what I thought the bloodstone was Infinity Stone in a different universe. That's a very interesting take. I like that idea.
Same. I didn't even think about that.
Jack Russell is definitely the best name for a werewolf.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's so good.
They knew what they were doing when they named him.
What do you want to rate this? Well, just so everyone knows, because we're the Spoiler Kings, we rate things a little bit differently. We have a 3-category rating system. The first one's now. You need to drop what you're doing. You need to go watch this right now. Later, when streaming, whatever you got time, you're gonna do this. So give it a watch. And never means never ever turn your TV, and don't even let your TV ever even see it. So, with that being said, what do you think, Brandon?
Oh, without question, easily, this is very, very much a now. It's a quick, easy, fun watch. It'll hook you from the word go. From the second you see that retro style Marvel Studios logo, you're gonna be all in. It's such an easy, to the point watch, and it's just so much fun. It's got a very cool throwback vibe to it, which is easily the best thing about it. There's no mistake as to what the plot's about. It just gets to it. It hits the ground running.
I gotta get you. So I'm going to actually just second everything Brandon just said, because honestly, this is very good. Yeah. I enjoyed it, and it's a quick watch, and something that you could just watch and not feel like you wasted your day. So if you get a chance, please watch Werewolf by Night. But if you guys have any other comments on this video, please put it in the comment section. We will answer them. We will look at everything. We go through all of them as much as we can. And please like the video, because we need likes. It helps with the algorithm. It helps us put out more content. So do that. And as I said, we're at 392. We need 8 more to get to 400. We really want to get to 400 because we're going to do a big giveaway for it. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know everything you're thinking about Werewolf by Night. Thank you, MCU.
Thank you, MCU. This was great. I loved it.